So I want to say well done to everyone that have been joining this session from the start up to this moment. I'll keep saying it and making emphasis that it shows how resilient and willing you are to grow in your journey as an entrepreneur, right? And I hope that all of these sessions we have been having, you are making use of them in reality in your business, your career, and so your entrepreneurial journey as well. I am hoping we are making use of them and they are becoming evident. We are learning our lessons. We are asking questions on doubt as well. Right. So today, okay, if you were not around for the last session, there's no need to worry. The link of the session will be recorded and it has been sent to the group. You can go and check it out and the slides as well. So today we have another crucial topic, which is lean operations and supply chain management. And we have a prestigious individual to put us through that topic. We have Mrs. Omolara Fuakwe. She's the Director of Operations for Coffee Nigeria, and she is a graduate of International Relations and Diplomacy from Obi University. And she has been in diverse range of different sectors in her profession, and she has ranged from being a operational strategist to a human resources manager to administrative officer. So there is no doubt that she would, in fact, um, break this topic down to our own understanding. So please let us all welcome Mrs. Omolara Fuakwe to our midst today. Mrs. Omolara Fuakwe, it's so nice to see you here with us. Please, let's put on emojis. We are happy again for this session. Let's put on emojis to appreciate her for being here with us amongst us today. So good morning, Ms. Omolara Fuakwe. You have the floor.
Okay, good morning and thank you very much. Good morning,
Well,
everyone. I will put on my video for, I think, about a few minutes so we can get familiar with my face. Then I'll put it off so we can start. Is that okay by us?
absolutely.
Yes.
That's fine.
Okay, so good morning, everybody. This is Omolara Ini Afuwakwe. The organizers of this amazing program for having me. It's always an honor and a privilege, to have to share little of the knowledge that I've been putting together all along the years or my years of experience on the job. And also, thank you very much for having me. This promises to be educating, enlightening, and of course, promises to be more informative than we can actually imagine. So, right about that, my name is Omolaraini Afuwakwe, and I am currently the Director of Operations at Coffee House Nigeria, and I also sit as the COO of Pluto's Page Accounting, which is Chief Operating Officer. And also, because I love to work with startups, right? I'm part of the director of MoneyBuy, which is a startup e-commerce that is coming to eat the market soon. So thank you all. That's just like a brief information about me. So we can get to. Sorry, are you presenting? Are you presenting the slides?
No, no, no. You can go ahead and present your slide.
All right. So I'll put up my video, then present so we can start up. However, this is going to be very interactive. So I would expect that everyone, you can ask me questions. You can stop to ask me questions. In as much as I'm going to be engaging us all, I'm going to be asking questions. So I want to believe we're actually ready for this session, right?
Yes, we are.
Okay. Thank you, Precious. So Let me know if you can see my screen though.
Yes, yes, I can see your screen. We can.
All right. So I'll be taking us through. Now, this is lean operations and supply chain management. First off, I would like to not bore us with all of the operational jargon. That is the English and the ambiguous words that we use, right? So I would like for someone, about one or two of us, to just give me an what you understand by operations. What is operations to you? We all are business owners, right? I asked the question. We all are business owners, right? Can anybody hear me?
Yes,
Yes,
you are
we
audible.
can
Yes.
hear you.
All right, thank you. So I'm asking, what is operations to us? You don't have to be professional about it. You don't have to give me um the dictionary meaning or what it is and what have you. So give me what operation is to you. What does it mean to you as a business owner?
Okay. In my own opinion, operations are like the day to day. Can you hear me?
I can hear you,
Okay.
yes.
Operations are like the day to day activities that are required for the effective functionality of the business.
Thank you, Blessing. Yes, who else? Anybody else?
Oh, okay. I think operation is the basically the runnings, the functions, and the technical know-how of how a business actually operates.
Thank you very much. One more person. This is really encouraging. So one more person. Any other person? All right. So in the absence of nobody wanting to say anything, I would start. Operations basically is, it refers to, just like Buki said, I be blessing rather, just like blessing said, it is actually our day-to-day activities, you know, processes and systems that organizations uses, to produce goods or to deliver services, right? So the likes of Ayodeji, for instance, can say, because I read, so okay, so I actually read about us, all right. So I know Ayodeji is into mini importation, more like an e-commerce, like that. So for the likes of Ayodeji, for instance, operation is the core of the business that he does. And it's not just Ayodeji this time, it's about every single person in this room. Operation is who we are. It's the core of our business. It takes our business from level A to level B. So operations refers to the day-to-day activities, processes, and systems that an organization uses to produce goods or deliver services. So in a business context, operation really involves managing of resources. What are the resources that we manage? We have people, we have technology, we have equipment, we have finances. And this is, of course, to efficiently create products or services that meet customers' demands. Am I too fast?
No, 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 no.
No, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. All right, thank you. So operations basically, it's what we do. So let me now bring operation to the lamest man's language. The likes of blessing, sorry, what business do you do?
I'm a tech person, a front end developer.
Okay, front end developer. All right, that's very fine. So for Blessing, for instance, that is a front end developer, what do you think our operation is going to look like? Our operation processes, what do you think is going to look like? Blessing, I'm asking you now, what are your operation going to look like?
Okay, so let me use myself as an example.
Yeah.
My operations are basically tutorials, updating portfolios, trying to reach out to more clients, and networking.
All right. So those are not your operations basically are you understanding your services, right? Which is a front end developer, right? Your operations, Blessing, is how you take that business, not just from you now, but to customer. So those things that you do in between you and your customer. Your customer are the last resort for you, right? So whatever you do in between how you get the contracts and how you deliver, that is your operations. So your operations will be probably waking up, then opening your system, doing what you guys tech people do till you deliver what the customer wanted you to do. So all those processes are what operations is. For the likes of Ayotunde now, for instance, is into importation. So I will actually be using Ayodele Olatunji for instance because I love his business actually deals a whole lot more with operations. So for him, for instance, what he does is I'm sorry, Ayodele, what do you import? What are the things that you import? Is Ayodele here? Who else is into production? Boluwatife is not on the call.
I think Ayodele is on the call. Yeah, he's on the call. So you can just unmute Ayodele.
Ayodele, you can unmute your mic to speak.
I can see he's on the call. I don't know why he's not here.
Or maybe it's a different Ayodele. Okay.
All right, so I'll continue. So for instance, okay, let's say that. Yes, I can hear you now.
Yes,
All right.
Hello?
I think we'll just Ayodele, if you are speaking, can you please speak up?
Okay. Oh, yes. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. Basically, I deal with phone accessories and purchase of phone and Android phone, iPhones, and phone accessories.
Okay, so you import all of those, right? So for
Yes,
your operation process, so the operation process for Ayodele would be number one, sourcing for these accessories. However, before we get to sourcing, there's going to be a market evaluation that Ayodele would have done, which is what kind of brands are actually in vogue right now. We know that if we are to look at two major brands, we have Samsung and iPhone, right? You can agree with me on that. Though I'm not an iPhone person, I'm a Samsung person. So
you're correct.
All right, thank you. So you have to look at how saturated the market is. Then after finding that out, you source for these accessories. Then you're not just sourcing for accessories, you have to source for some set of accessories because all of these phones, they have their brands. Currently, Apple just gave us their iPhone 6, iPhone 16 rather. Then Samsung has given us S24 Ultra. So all of these are coming in. But which of all of these products are actually saturated in the market? If Ayodele is going to be doing this business differently from the way other people does it, his operations is going to have to channel to what his customer needs. because the first point of call are our customers, irrespective of what we do. Either we are in production or we render services. Do you understand? So what are the things that your customer wants? What do they value? Then how do you get to know your customer needs and value? That is where we always get to ask the why did I start this business in the first place? How am I going to now continue this business? So your operations is going to speak in line to all of that. It's going to speak to the how, the why, the when, the where. So these are questions that as business owners, we always often have to ask ourselves. Probably for me, I do this I do this dry run a lot with my co-founder and of course my boss on how that why do we start this business initially? Having to understand the why. The why would always keep you on your toe to know how to continue. So for instance, probably the likes of Blessing, that is a front-end developer, and always saying that, okay, I want to be in the tech space. In the tech space, which area do I think that I can actually function? Because we can't take away the place of passion in the things that we do, right? So Blessing, for instance, might have sat down to say, Blessing, can you tell me what you front-end developer do?
The user interface of a website.
Okay, so the user interface of the website. All right, thank you. So that means that you must have, so for the likes of Blessing to, let's say, build a website, for instance, you must have done your research about that particular product you want to bring out, because there must have been other companies that are doing almost the same thing that you are doing, right? So you look at how their interface looks. What are they lacking in that interface? What would make yours different from theirs? How will it be customer friendly? You know, when it's not ambiguous, it's not like customer is looking for something somewhere that is not missing. It's not stressing, it's seamless. Blessing, that's usually your priority, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. So for you to now get to that point, all of these, you know, you having to source for other applications that are doing what you want to build, you sourcing for, asking people what would they like to see, you know, sending out questionnaires, asking people for their opinions on what they think about this particular software or application. You know, all of those are actually your operational processes. And the end product of that is to ensure that you meet customer demands. So as entrepreneurs, our job basically is to ensure that we meet customer demands. So operation focuses on ensuring that everything runs smoothly, effectively, cost efficient. So do we understand what operation is now? Thank you. Who else? Do we understand operations now? So we can move to operations management. Anybody else? Thank you. Thank you. All right. So from our understanding of what operation is, what is operations management? I'm asking, what is operations management?
Basically managing your operations.
Okay. Basically managing operations. All right. Fine. Who else? Operations management. Amarachi has told us basically managing operations processes. Exactly, that's what it is. You know, there is no, forget the big words. It is basically us managing operations. So operations management is actually the field of managing and overseeing the processes involved in the production of goods or delivering of services. So operational management basically focuses on designing, controlling, improving the system and processes within an organization. So how you get to you know, when we come together probably once a week or once a month as a team or as a unit or as an organization, coming together and sitting together to analyze what we have done, analyzing our operations and saying that, oh, this actually, when we did A, B, C, D, we got these results. Then when we used this policy and that policy, this happened. So we didn't get the maximum results. Operations management basically is a sit down or a round table talk where organizations are looking at their processes, and they're saying that, oh, this does not work for us. This works for us. Basically just overseeing all that you have done. Overseeing how you were able to source from materials to transportation to, you know, all of the supply chains to the end product, the time it took you to do all that. So looking at everything in one glass or in one mirror to say that, or in one camera instance to say, okay, this is how my operation processes are. So what am I going to improve? So if a business owner, as an entrepreneur, if you are going to improve your processes, you have to ensure that operations management is key. And it's something that we always ought to do often. We are not doing it once a day. We are not doing it, in as much as I said often, does not mean that we have to do it every day. Reason is we need to actually forecast. A lot of things had to go into it to say, oh, I actually looked at my operations or how I did things from January till March. These were the things that I did. And these were the things that actually worked for me. So looking at for you basically is what operations management is. So operations management basically focuses on designing, controlling, and improving the systems and processes within an organization to ensure that you are effective and efficient in your operations. Any question on operations management? Like I said, ask questions. So I'm open to answering all of our questions. Any questions? No question, I guess. All right. So having an understanding, I have a question. So looking at operations and operations management, what would you say, looking at your business? I think I'm going to be calling about 4, 5, 6 people now. Looking at your business right now, what you do, the value that you are putting in the organization or that you are giving to your customers, what would you say you'd rather change in your operational processes? I know Blessing and Ayodele have been talking, so I'm looking at Mofe. Mofe, yes. You can unmute and speak.
Yes, Mufe, yes, Mufe, please unmute and speak.
Who
Are
else is
you
ready
on the
for us?
call?
I
Please
can
come
see Mofe on
again.
the call.
Okay,
Okay,
she's
Mofe.
speaking now.
Please come again.
All right, so I said looking at operations and operations management, bringing that into your own personal business. What are the operational processes that you'd rather want to, you know, change with the understanding of what operations is?
Okay. Sorry, I'm coming. Let me get myself together.
It's fine.
I want to change. Yeah.
We are waiting on you.
I want. I'm sorry.
We are
I want
waiting.
to change. Yes, I want to change in my operations management. If probably the things I have before, like let me say my designs, the way my designs in my business were before, probably they are not drawing customers and it is not very market standard. I want to make research and adjust the way they are and where I oversee things before. I want to check and know the detailed things that I will put in place so that my processes will be more better. Something like that.
Okay, so I have a question. What do you do, Mofe? What value do you bring to?
What you said?
Yes, I'm with you. What value are you bringing to the community? What do you do?
Okay, I'm an artist and I create art in form of fashion and media design.
Okay.
So the value that I want to bring to the society, I want to bring art in such a way that people will appreciate art in their everyday activity, in their clothing. People will be able to express their culture more very artistically. Like when people want to tell stories, like several stories will be able to be told in clothing materials. Everyday wear, people have clothing that tells different stories of in what they wear.
All right. So how has your operations before now? How has it been?
My operations. Sorry, please recap what you said again just now.
So how has your operations before this call, before this meeting? How has your operations been like?
My operation basically is just creating designs on fabrics and just designing and creating clothes and selling.
Okay, so
yeah,
don't forget that your customer is key, right? So what are the operational processes that you put in place in understanding your customer needs and demands?
Okay.
Have you done that?
Not entirely. But one thing I do is that I try to understand what customers will like. Apart from doing what I love to create, I try to understand the kind of things that customers would like. So let me say, for example, if I get a fabric or something, if I'm designing and give to a customer, the customer will be like, so how do you see this? Probably if I want to make a custom made dress for someone, I'll ask, how do you see the fabric? I'll get possible different designs for them. I'll get their response, and from their response, I will know changes to make and things to improve the work that I do.
All right, thank you. I'll come back to this, but I want to believe that we all are listening, right? So some of the questions that I asked or that I've asked Mofe so far, we can put that questions. No, we can ask ourselves that questions while we're still on this call, and we'll come back to asking the same question again after the call. So we can know by then. I want to believe that we would have gained more knowledge concern in respect to our operational management, lean operations and supply chain management and the likes. So we can now know how to properly channel our production, how to properly channel our service rendering to ensuring that we have value. Amen. So to ensuring that we have value at the end of the day. All right. So thank you, Mofe. I would move on. Lean operations. Personally, lean operation is one of my core because this is where we do all of the management. This is where we ensure that we are not wasting anything. Lean operation basically is just us saying that taking away waste, taking away unnecessary processes that will just make my process unnecessarily long. That's what lean operation is all about. It's just about streamlining all of my operational processes. So saying that I'm taking this out, I'm taking this out, I'm taking this out to ensure that I am customer focused, to ensuring that my customer are only getting value of what they want. So if I'm selling anything for 100K, my customers are getting that value of 100K without any unnecessary unwanted activities or whatever that comes by the way. All right, so that's what lean operation basically is all about. So lean operation, really, if I'm going to in defining lean operation refers to a management philosophy. It's actually a philosophy that focuses on minimizing waste while maximizing value in production process. So this approach basically, that is lean operation, basically aims to improve efficiency, to reduce costs, and to enhance customer satisfaction by eliminating activities that does not add value to the product or services. I don't know if Bolu Watife is on this call. So for the likes of Mofe, I will have to use Mofe business for instance. So for the likes of Mofe, for instance, how do you bring in lean operation to your business? Is somebody on this call? Anoluwapo.
None of them
I don't
on the
think she's on the
call.
call.
Oh, okay. I was actually going to use a business as an example, but all right. Do we have Orewe Jesu Leumi? I'm sorry if I pronounced your name wrongly. I'm very sorry. Do we have that on the call?
No, we don't have that on the call.
Caleb Ogiru is not on this call. So all of the people that have actually planned to use their business as an example are basically not on this call. So AB, can you tell me what do you do? What's your business like?
AB, can you please unmute your mic and speak? AB, if you are speaking, your mic is on mute.
We can have Adeshewa next. Adeshewa, what do you do? Can you give us a rundown of your business? Where are these people?
Adeshewa Adeyefa, please can please unmute your mic and speak. Please, let's make it interactive as we can. All right. Ooh,
because basically operations, sorry, is operations is it has to be interactive because we have to, it's practical. Operation is it's a practical aspect of our business. It's not something that we can just keep talking, and of course we can do the theoretical aspects. I can continue talking and talking and talking, but it's something that we have to relate to or relate with. So operation is not this is my business. Operation is actually, this is you, this is your brand, this is how people, your operational processes and all is what will make people perceive you the way they perceive you. Is what builds your reputation as a business owner or as an entrepreneur. So it is important. So when I'm asking a question, it is important for me to actually ask and hear your feedback so that I can know that you are in sync with whatever it is that I'm explaining, because operation is practical. Our very core of being on this call is operational. You know, from meeting together to organize the session to ensuring that all the materials and everything needed are in place. Those are operations to ensure that this call goes seamless. So having to choose a tool to use, for instance, we are using Google Meet. Those are the operational process to ensure that every entrepreneur on this call meets or get value in this session, right? So I'm going to ask again, what are the, we are looking at lean operations. So what are those processes that you, let me know your business so we can know that, we can know the processes that you're actually doing that probably your business does not even need. You don't even need to do it. Like you can do it in a different way and it will be cost, like it won't cost you as much as it's costing you now to deliver. to give value to your customers. So again, do I have Adeshewa Adeyefa on this call? Or you guys just you entered this class and you left?
I think Dorcas is volunteering. Dorcas, you raised the
Okay.
hand up earlier. Dorcas.
Sorry, if you
can-
are raising your hand, I can't see. I won't be able to see because I'm presenting. Dorcas.
Oh, no problem.
I can hear you, ma. Good morning.
Okay, good morning. You can go ahead, please.
Yeah, I deal with lip gloss and self-care
And
I can't hear you.
Can you hear me, ma?
Yes, I can hear you now.
I said I deal with lip gloss and self-care products.
And self-care products.
Self-care products like
You are okay. So, Dorcas, you're actually very far from your speaker.
no, I'm not far. I'm closer to my sister.
Oh, okay.
Can you
just? I can hear you. Yes.
Has been disconnected. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you better.
Yes. So I deal with lip gloss and self-care products. So I sell.
So what are your processes like?
Ma?
Continue, please.
So I sell lip oil, all those, anything that deals with like this skin, not cream. Anything that deals with this, taking care of this, the lips and the face, I sell that, ma.
All right. So what are those processes that you do and you feel you shouldn't be doing in the business, but you still do them either ways? Probably because you don't have other processes to replace them with. Or what's your process like in production to customer?
Okay. Some processes like let's say like spending too much on marketing.
Okay.
Like I remember when I was still looking for customers and I needed contacts. I gave like I did this WhatsApp ads. I'm not saying it's not good, but most of those ads, especially those WhatsApp ads, it was not giving me the customers I wanted.
Okay, I'm with you.
Also, sometimes because of school schedules, I sometimes neglect customers' feedback, and they might be thinking that maybe I don't want to attend to them, or I'm rude or stuff like that. It's not later I have to like go to tell them that okay, I'm sorry that I responded late. So like neglecting customers' feedback sometimes and inefficient marketing. Also, over underpricing and overpricing. Not some people might not know the quality of what you're selling to them, and maybe maybe I'm feeling like I just need to sell this product on time. Oh, I just need to make money, so let me just like reduce it for them. Those are some things I feel like I shouldn't be doing that I did those times. And sometimes overpricing, like sometimes I might feel like I might feel like, oh, this person is I look at this person's standard and I feel like, let me double the price for the person. I know he or she's going to pay. Although sometimes it helps and sometimes it doesn't help.
All right. Thank you very much, Dorcas. I like all of these areas that you touched. All right. So who else has done or has gone through this process or this phase that Dorcas just mentioned? You can just raise your hand or you can just use an emoji. Don't raise your hand. You can just use an emoji so I can know that Dorcas is not alone here. All right. Thank you. Okay. So thank you. All right, so I would talk on one of the things that Doc has mentioned, which is overpricing and underpricing. First off, when we started this session, I mentioned that we should write out the why, the how, the when, and the where of our business. Asking all of these questions will actually help us as a business owner to focus on what we are supposed to focus in or focus on. The how of Docker's business, for instance, would be, how do I get my customers? The where will be, where are my customers? The when will be, when are my services needed the most? So in analyzing that, you would look at the how would be, how do I give value to these customers? The how is for you, the business owner. How am I going to do this? How am I going to do that? How am I going to reach my customers? How you are going to reach your customers is the where we get to now do all of the social media marketing and all. Those are our processes. But Dorcas also mentioned that the ads that she was running was not yielding returns. So basically, she was spending money, but she was not getting returns. So that means that basically that the ads she was running was not converting. It was not converted to customers. And the essence of us running ads or doing all that is conversion. So that the customers that get to see my ads can become a client and possibly a returning client. So how am I now going to solve that problem? First off, I'm not teaching marketing, but I will just bring this in, that we should look at having a spreadsheet. And if we, I want to believe one of the classes would have taught us how to probably have all of that. Then focus on email marketing. Dorcas says that our sessions or our customers always get to feel she's being rude or she's not responding. You can have automated responses to your customers. You can do that on WhatsApp as well. When they send you a message and the likes, there's an automated response that just goes out to them. So you know exactly how to respond. Even without you saying anything, they are automated. They just respond automatically for you. The same thing with emails. So I would rather advise that in retaining our customers, we should focus on email marketing. Trust me, a lot of people are sleeping on that. I'm not talking about marketing today, but it's part of our processes, right? So I will just touch up on it. You can put that just by the side and say that email marketing is a go-to for you as a business owner. Focus on having your customers' email. Then you constantly just do that. All right. So again, any other person have any question or you want to share your experience with us? We'll still be touching on this, but I want to it's already 11:50. I want to ensure that I wrap up mine. Okay, Dorcas, please. Dorcas, you can unmute.
Okay, ma. Concerning that WhatsApp response stuff, a lot of them now know that WhatsApp actually gives an instant response. So they might not feel the urge of they might still feel like, oh, this is an automated response. She's probably not online. And also getting to retain customers is very stressful, but it's also very easy. That's when posting regularly, using your social media always comes in. I really thank you so much, ma. I really appreciate your teaching. God bless you.
Thank you. So, like I said, I'm basically teaching operations today. So I would just touch up on one or two of that. So when it comes to customer retention comes from customer satisfaction. satisfaction comes from customer relationship or relations, as you call it. First off, how do you relate with your customers? They are very important questions that we as business owners always have to ask ourselves. Number one, in the how is where you get to ask yourself. You know, like I said, you should ask yourself the most basic of questions. You as the owner, as the business owner, why are you doing what you are doing? Because the why of your business is what would continue motivating you, even in the midst of all of your customers' dramas, because all of these customers, they have different dramas that they bring. So the why is what will keep you going, even when one of your customer is frustrating you. Let me use that word, even permitted to, right? So why are you doing what you are doing? You are doing what you are doing because you want to ensure that every human being, you know, takes care of their self. Like their self-care is paramount. And if I'm going to sell, personally, if I'm going to sell what you are selling, what I'm introducing my brand as is self-love. I'm bringing my brand as love. You know, when you love on yourself, you take care of yourself. So having to come to whoever my customer is on that footing or on that ground, I'm not saying that you don't love yourself, but I'm saying that if you actually really do love yourself, it will reflect on you. It will reflect on the things that you do to yourself. I'm changing my customers' mindset about how they see themselves. I'm changing people's mindset about how they see themselves. Then they will start to care for themselves. So a lot of people don't even know the things to do on their lip, for instance. They don't know that there is lip scrub. They don't know that there is healing balm for the lips. They don't know some certain tools that you can actually use. The benefit of having a subtle lips, so that during Harmattan period, your lips will not break out. Because you are already cared for your lip before. You prepare your lips prior before Harmattan comes, right? So when Harmattan comes, your lip is already bulletproof or proved against Harmattan. So you are not going to be having a lip break or whatever because you've cared for your lip up until that. Because am I speaking your business?
Yes, ma'am.
So that's like the way I'm coming out. So my operations will be channeled towards that. Whatever marketing I'm doing is channeled towards self-love. It's channeled to, and you know, we are so quick to think it is only for the women. Oh, it's only for ladies. But you know, guys actually have to take care of themselves. It's not gender-based. So all of my operations will focus on that. So my lean operation, removing waste from what my operation processes has been, will now be me not just doing anyhow social media ads or running anyhow ads. It will be me focusing to say I'm only doing email marketing. Or where, you know, the way would also help you to channel your social media marketing or presence. Where are my customers? They are on TikTok. They are on Facebook. A lot of people are sleeping on Facebook. Customers are on Facebook. Everybody are just going to Instagram. Have you tried Facebook? People are in that space, and I'm not joking. You know, where are my customers? The way will tell you where these people are. So it will make you focus your operations to that line. So and you just channeling that is your operations management and lean operation will help you to see that this is where these people are. So this is where I'm focusing on. The Instagram is saturated. A lot of people are there. But you know, a lot of people are also making money there. So why are you not making money on Instagram? Why are you not making money on Facebook? Why are you not making money on TikTok? Why are you not making money on all of these platforms? Why are your customers why are your ads not converting? You're going to have to sit down to ask yourself the where, the what, the how, the why. So having to know all of this, the how is my business impacting the society? Ask all the how about your business. Why am I doing this business? Why am I in this position? The what is, what am I now supposed to do, to improve my processes? What am I supposed to do to ensure that my customers get value for their money? What am I supposed to put in place? You ask all of the what, then you ask the where. Where are my customers? Where are they located? Are they in the corporate setting? Where? Okay, so if you have your customers everywhere, those that are not on social media, those that are using Nokia 3310, those that are using phones that don't, how do I reach these people? They don't have access to internet. How do I reach these people? Where are they? They are in the marketplace. They are in Mine 12. They are in K2. They are in Ojota. How do I reach them? I don't know if what I'm saying is actually something you've thought about, but it's something we all as business owners should actually think about. These are what guides our operational processes. Having to understand all of this will guide your operational processes, and at the end of the day, it yields results. There is always value for what you do. So I'll go back to my lean operation. I've deviated a lot, and hope my deviation actually helped us. And thank you, Dorcas, for taking me off my book.
Thank you, ma'am.
All right. So, any questions so far before I continue? Any question so far? All right. Do we have any question? Is anybody raising their hand? I can't see.
No, no one is raising their hand.
All right, thank you. So I'll do a recap again on what lean operation is. Thank you, Ayodele. All right, so I'll do a recap on what lean operation is again. Like I said, lean operation basically is a philosophy, is a management philosophy that focuses on minimizing waste while maximizing value in production process. So I'll go to supply chain management. Supply chain management, SCM, like we call it, is the coordination and management of all activities involved in sourcing, in production, in distribution of goods and services for suppliers to customer. This supply chain management is actually Ayodele's job. Basically, Ayodele. So supply chain management actually explains it explains everything that you do, from sourcing to production to distribution of goods and services. So from your suppliers to your customer, all of the things that you do. So basically, SCM, or supply chain management, as we call it, is to optimize the flow of materials, information, finances, everything across the entire supply in your business. And the essence of supply chain management is actually to ensure efficiency, to reduce costs, and of course, to meet customers' demands or customer needs. So we're going to get practical. If you want us to use your business as an example, just unmute and speak. I've been using quite a number of people's businesses. So if you want me to speak to your business, just unmute and speak. Tell us what you do and how you'd want us to bring in supply chain management or lean operation or operations into what you do.
Okay, I do cakes, pastries, small jobs, buffet, like anything food.
Okay. Yeah. You are 26. What's that name of your business?
Anko cakes and more. Anko cakes and more.
Oh, okay. There was another person that I saw 226 something business that does almost the same thing. All right. So now for you, this is supply chain happens. All right, Adeshewa, we've seen. Adeshewa, you can like go out and join again to help your network. Probably maybe put your phone on flight mode, then you join back to restore network. Okay, so Amarachi, you basically do catering. Now, catering has a lot to do with supply chain management. A lot. So for you, this is actually your core. This is what you do because it has to do with sourcing. So for instance, when you have an order, let's say a customer reached out to you saying, oh, I'll be having my wedding next month or in the next 3 months, and I'll need you to cater for 400 people, for instance. Then you get to say that, oh, if I'm going to be catering for 400 people, probably only small chops, or let's say small chops and dessert. So all of that in your book would cost, let's say, 500,000 naira. Ideally, it costs 500K. So if you're going to now charge for services, you are going to charge for everything, the people that are going to serve for you, the whatever products that you use in ensuring that customer get value for their money, everything in place, you now charge that customer 700,000 naira. Don't forget how much you are going to actually use to get all the materials needed is how much? 500K. So you are charging 200K for sources for your service, the service that you are rendering. You now go to the market, right? The customer had already paid you 700K. You now go to the market. They now say that flour is now no longer, I don't know how much flour is, but let's just say it was 7,000 before. They now say, oh, flour is now 12,000. That's almost double the price, right? So it's already showing, or it's already looking like there is a loss at your end. You are going to lose a lot of money. So how do you go about sourcing? How do you go about production? How do you go about distribution of all of this? And yet you are within budget, even when market value is telling you otherwise. That is where lean operations comes in. Can you see that they all work together? You know, lean operation is taking out all of the wastes. So you as a business owner will now look like, okay, if I'm making chin-chin, for instance, I need my flour, I need my nutmeg, I need this, I need the quantity of this. How else can I make my chin-chin? And it will still be very soft, it will be very fluffy, it will come out well. But there are some ingredients that I can actually do without. Do you guys do that? Amarachi?
Yes, especially when the prices are up.
Oh, hey, thank you. So these are actually things these are your operational processes. You having to remove one thing, to remove another thing, to remove another thing, and everything will still come out to meet customer needs. That's lean operation. Then that is also you doing supply chain management. Do you understand? So the removing and the adding and the sourcing to the production to everything is actually supply chain management. And customer will get value for what they have paid. You know, so basically everything when it comes to our business work hand in hand. Of course, there are different names for all of these things. But by the time you look deep into it, even without knowing that is what supply chain management is. Right? So that's one thing I want us all to know. The only thing we are learning today is that we are putting names to all of these things that we have been doing, that we have been using to run our businesses. We are putting names to them. Do you understand? So supply chain basically is your procurement, or your managing sources, logistics, how you now take those chin-chin, those puff-puff, those small chops that you have made, how you are going to transport it from your end to the customer's event center or to the customer location. Those are your supply chain. So the management of all of that is now you saying that, ideally, transportation is supposed to cost me this, but can I afford this cost? Instead of me using maybe logistics, why not let me use Uber delivery? Uber delivery is way cheaper than if I use GIG delivery. You know, those are your logistics. You are planning your logistics. They are all going to do the same thing. They are all going to take the small chops from your end to the customer. But you know, you are sourcing for the ones that is cost efficient. That is not going to make you spend more than you're supposed to. All right. So as a business owner, we are all supposed, you know, to be knowledgeable when it comes to everything that had to do with our operation processes. All right. So the goal actually of supply chain management, SCM, is to optimize the flow of materials, optimize the flow of information and finances across the entire supply. Do we understand that? So my optimization, everything that had to do with what I'm doing is basically supply chain management. Me having to say that, let me take this out from my logistics to my sourcing of my product to, I don't know if you have anybody that actually produces products from the beginning to the end. You know, you source for materials. You go to Ojota, for instance, to look out for containers that you actually want to use for your product. You know, you source for all of these containers. After sourcing for the materials to produce, you source for the containers for your packaging. You now look at having a graphics designer to say, this is how I want it to look like. The reason why you are sourcing, why you are doing all of that, is to ensure that your brand comes out just as planned, just as you have envisioned it. All right. So operation basically is our day-to-day runnings, the things that we do on a regular basis. Any questions so far before because time is fast spent. I'll have to run. I have less than, sorry, can you tell me what time I have left? Our meeting hosts.
Okay, you still have 1 hour.
You still have about 30 minutes.
30 minutes.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So I have 30 minutes. I'm going to be running because I've really not touched anything from what I wanted to do. But also far, the class has been impactful.
Yes.
Thank you very much. All right, so the key components of operations management. This is everything. Everything I've been talking about, this is it. How do we explain it? How do I bring all of my operations into one? The key component is basically saying that these are the things I'm supposed to look out for in managing my operations. So number one is process design and management. Process design and management basically is developing efficient workflow and processes to produce goods and services. So what are the workflow what works for you? Number one, if you are producing, whose business again have I not used? If you are, let's say you rent, I've not even used anybody that render services. The way of anybody that render services, like, is not product. You are not selling anything. You are selling yourself. You rent, the service you render is you. Do you have anybody like that? Everybody is selling something. All right. So let's say that you are the brand. You are rendering service. Any other thing, right? So what are actually your design, your process design? It's you bringing yourself out there. I don't know if we are so used to social media that we get to see some certain people that we don't even know. We've not met them before. They'll just come on your timeline and you're like, did I ask algorithm to bring this to me? Or how did they know I like to watch things like this? They are part of the process mapping. Ayodele, are you saying something?
Yeah, I want to concur to what you said. Yeah, you are correct.
Okay. I can't hear you.
Like I said, I want to agree to what you said. Like it's true. It's true.
All right. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. So it just comes. Those are actually, there's a workflow that is happening on Instagram They just bring all of these things to you. And before you know it, you open that person's page. Are you aware? You go and check what the person is doing. I say, oh, before you know it, you have spent 30 minutes. You know, Instagram is making money just like that. So Instagram puts that algorithm in place. It is their process design, no? So that those designs are actually put in place for you to spend more time on their platform so they can make more money. So for you as a business owner, what are the workflows that you have put in place that works for you? I think it's Mofe that says she designs on clothes and all. What are the workflow that you put in place that can actually make your process or your production seamless, that will make customer get hooked on the things that you are doing? For the likes of Ayodele, what are that processes, the workflow process that you have put in place? Do you have to always travel to probably China, Turkey, Singapore to import? Or you stay in the comfort of your room and you are importing from all of these countries into Nigeria seamlessly without even you having to go for clearing? You won't even get to the port to clear. There is already a process you have put in place. There's already somebody at the port that will clear your goods immediately it comes, and they will just direct it to your house. These are workflow that we do. So types of these process designs, number one type of process design and improvement basically is process mapping. Process mapping is you sitting down, identifying your business, identifying, you know, after you have answered all of the, can you all see the asking of the questions and answering why, where, how, when comes to play? Because if you don't know all of those things, you cannot properly map your business. You cannot properly design it. You can't design a workflow that works for you. So your process mapping is you saying, after answering all of those questions, putting everything in view, putting everything together to say, oh, this is it. Then from me sourcing materials to me actually making payments for all of the sourced materials, to the materials getting to me, then from me to the customers. Those are your process mapping. So during the course of the process mapping, you are going to understand the issues that might come up. You are going to identify whatever hiccups that might happen on the road. You are going to identify them. So this is why process design and management is very important. Another type of process design is lean manufacturing. And this is, you know, after you have mapped out your process, you can say that I'm eliminating this particular one. I'm taking out this particular one. It's not working for me. Just like we used Amarachi business as an example. You are going to be taking some out. Those ones you are taking out are the ones that cost you extra money. They cost you extra. They cost you extra time. They cost you extra everything. So you are taking them out. They are all out. The essence why you're taking them out is to ensure that there is a seamless workflow from you to your customer. Then we have the Six Sigma. Basically, this is reducing defects and variation. Six Sigma is actually another course on its own, but I will let me explain it in the barest minimum. It is you taking out so variables are actually situations that we put by ourselves, that we put ourselves in on the business. There are things we don't know that they are variables. We actually do. It's not like it's something we do consciously. They are just part of the things that come. Imagine I'm baking my cake in a particular way. It is that way that my customers knows my cake to be. Then I now saw another person that bakes a cake in a way. I now tried that person's format. I now used it. You know, there is already a variable because I've hindered that flow that my customers are used to. The minute we're adding variables into our businesses, these variables can either cause us to lose customers or cause us to gain customers. But it is always in the ratio of 70-30. The loss is always on the higher side, 70%. So that means that if my customers know me to taste in a particular way, or know all of my pastries, my cakes, and all to taste like this, I'm going to ensure I get better. That is, their taste is going to always just get better, but there is that signature that they are used to in what I do. So reducing defects is the Six Sigma. That is, I'm not trying to change what I'm doing. I'm only improving. All right. So we are ensuring to cut down variables in what we do. So under process designs and management or improvement, we have different types. We have process mapping, we have lean manufacturing, and we have Six Sigma. So I'll go to number 2, which is capacity planning. Capacity planning is so important because this actually determines the production capacity needed to meet the change in demand. I'm going to use Amarachi again because, you know, you are catering for 100 people. You are going to have to know how many products or how many what do you guys use? How many things, like the stuff that you put together to ensure that you only cater for 100 people, so that there won't be a waste. And how you get to do this, of course, experience comes to play in situations like this, where number one, we're looking at the types. So we're going to see that forecasting is number 1, where you can forecast that, oh, when I actually catered for 100 people last time, I bought half pint of flour, I bought this, I bought that. So forecasting can actually help you to adjust your capacity. It helps you to adjust all the products you are buying. Then also resource allocations. You know, you already know that I need 3 people to do this one. I need 1 person to do this one. When I'm serving, only need 3 people to serve for 100 people, or I only need 2 people to do this for 300 people. You know, that's capacity planning. You are putting everything in view. So this will help you to not overspend. It will reduce costs. It will help you to, you know, stay in place. It will help your business to just be focused on rendering services without external waste, without having to spend what you are not supposed to spend. Then also we have scalability. I like this one a lot because scalability actually helps you to plan growth. That's what scalability does. It just actually maximizes operation efficiency. I have 7 staff. All of my 7 staff know what they are doing. Staff A knows that I'm the one that's supposed to carry flour to staff B. Staff B knows that I'm the one that's supposed to mix sugar and this with the flour. Staff C knows that I'm the one that is doing the cutting. Staff D, you know, do you get? There is just that planning that is going on. And the consistency of that planning will always birth, you know, efficiency. And efficiency will always birth operational excellence. Operational excellence is when you actually say that you have operational excellence, is when you have your customers coming back to say that I want more of this, or referring you to other businesses. Then you know you're doing something right. So I'll move on. Hope we've learned something about that. Any
Yes, ma'am.
question? Okay, I'll move on to number 3. Number 3 is actually quality management. This has calculation inside. But then, okay, quality management basically is ensuring that products or services that we are rendering meet the required standard and customer expectation. So it is basically that for the likes of Ayodele that sells phone cases, phone pouches, and all, you have shown me a picture of a phone case. By the time that phone case is going to come to me, it must not be what I ordered versus what I got. It must be what I ordered is what I got. Do you understand? So that is actually where quality management comes in. And quality management actually deals with you, the business owner, ensuring that you are rendering the service that you say you want to render. to meet customer needs. So if your customer says that, well, the pictures you sent me is actually green, and you now sent is bush green or emerald green. You now sent something to me that is looking like a green that I don't understand. A green that is looking like lemon. You know, there's some green that looks like lemon. They have a name for them. But that's not what you actually sent me. So quality management is me ensuring that my customer's first relation with my business is the same thing they always continually get. So if my customer, for instance, tastes my cake to be very fluffy and very sweet, the next time my customer is going to encounter my cake again, it has to be the same thing, fluffy and sweet. So quality management is important to how I deliver my business. And in that, we have the type of quality management we have total quality management, which is, of course, the continuous improvement of processes and products. Then we also have quality control, where I'm testing my products. I'm continually inspecting the products to ensure that they meet standard. So this is basically, quality management basically is my customer understanding and receiving the same thing they requested for. So their first encounter to my business is the same thing they continually meet. Then we have quality assurance, which is almost the same, which is systematic processes to prevent defects. So my customer will not come back to say that I'm not satisfied. This is not what I got. No, this is not what I ordered. It is always what I ordered versus what I got. So I ordered a phone case. That is what I got. Thick, soft, that's what I wanted, and that's what I got. Then I'll go to number 4, which is inventory management. Inventory management is basically, managing stocks level to balance supply with demand. It is also to avoid shortage and minimize excess inventories. So inventory management basically is just for me to manage the things that I balance it. I'm catering for 100 people. I should have what we cater for 100 people. I shouldn't have excess. I shouldn't have less. So I'm keeping stock of every single produce that I have in my stock. The reason of this is, like my mom will say, I don't know how many Yorubas that we have. Like, you are not tying your money somewhere with goods and you're saying, I will sell it, I will sell it, I will sell it. No, we have to be smart when it comes to operations. As a business owner, we have to make smart decisions on our businesses, because our business basically is who we are, is what we have. And I don't want to want to do something, but I can't do that because my money is tied in a particular product that I already bought and I just kept it in my stock. It's just there. It's not doing anything. So the DIT types of management, of inventory management, is just in time, which is the minimizing inventory by receiving goods and services when needed. Only when you need it is when you buy. Don't think this particular company, they have all of that. Yes, they are there. But you know that you are a startup. You don't want to tie your money elsewhere because there are other goods, there are other production that will need that money that you're tying here. And you don't know when demand will come for it. So just in time is one of the best form of inventory management that you can use. I'm catering for 10 people. It is just that 10 people that I'm going to buy products for, that I'm going to cater for. Let your demands let your stock balance with your supply. And your supply always comes with demands, just in time. Then we have the economic order quantity, which is you determining the optimal order quantity. This is basically also to help us minimize. It is, imagine when dollar went up and people went to stock up. Dollar now went down. Do you know a lot of people lost money during that period? Why? Because they didn't take inventory management well. So always ensure that your demand is equal to your supply, and your supply is equal to the stock levels that you have. Balancing. I'll move on. to supply chain coordination. So the supply chain coordination, this is, of course, the act of coordinating the flow of materials and information. Basically from you, the supplier, to the customer. So I'm coordinating every single thing. From my material to the information to whatever it is. To if you work with people a lot, people are part of the things that you are going to, part of the flow you are going to coordinate. If you are into catering and servicing, you have to ensure that your people are actually on ground. Are you using 4 people? Yes, these 4 people are actually the people that I'm using. Are you using 3 people? Okay, these 3 people are my people that I'm using. You are just synchron. And the type of supply chain coordination that we have synchronization. That is aligning production schedules with supply chain activities. Everything is just working hand in hand. Collaboration. You are working closely with your suppliers and your distributors. The essence of this is just so that you can improve. The same thing with visibility. Visibility is using technology to track and monitor the entire supply chain. How is you are running a logistic company, for instance? Why shouldn't you have a tracker on your bikes? You have a tracker on your bikes so that you can know where your rider is at each time. So that your rider will not tell you that, Oga, I'm already at Onikpano. The customer is at Lekki. I'll be with the customer in few minutes. And you're looking at your rider like this, and you see him that is at K2. You went to do another delivery that you did not send him in K2. So these are actually supply chain coordinations that we all as business owners are supposed, to put all of our effort in. Then we have sustainability and CSR. So sustainability, basically, this focuses on future growth and of your business while supporting environmental, social, and economical climate. So the sustainability basically is part of this is you adhering to federal government rules and regulation on when it comes to whatever business, because there are actually different rules for different businesses that we do or that we are into. Government have rules. So for environmental, for economical climate, for everything, what are those rules? Because you adhering to these rules will actually help you to stay in business. It will help you to, it will help your business to thrive. It will help your business to survive. So sustainability and CSR are actually, CSR basically is corporate social responsibility, which is, of course, you ensuring that you adhere to all ethical practices in operation and supply chains. All right. So we are looking at all of this as a business owner. So I'm rushing. So that is our key concept of lean operations management. Do we have any questions so far? I said lean operations management. I'm now in lean operations. Any questions so far? I knew I was rushing, but then any question? Hope we understood.
Sorry, I don't know if you can take that. The one you mentioned, sustainability, and the last point you just made now.
Okay, the sustainability, right? And CSR.
Yes. Yeah,
okay, so sustainability basically it focuses on your future growth as a business owner and survival of your business in either the country or the state that you practice in. It helps your business to adhere to government rules and regulation, either for the environmental rules or the climate rules and the ethical policies and all that your company is supposed to adhere to. This actually helps you to remain in business. So you are going to, in as much as we are providing services, we have to remain in business by adhering to government policies. So that, okay, when we look at construction, for instance, we can pass some houses that will see that government have already put this red cross on it. They just put times on the building and you're wondering what's happening here. The reason is that particular building did not adhere to government policies of either housing policy and all. Do you understand? So for us to remain in business, we have to put all of this in consideration so that we can remain in business as a business owner, because they are part of our operations.
Okay, thank you.
Do you understand now?
Yes, I do.
All right, thank you. So we are looking at the key concept of lean operation. The key concept of lean operation basically is just telling us the things that we're supposed to look into, to look at to take out waste from our businesses, to avoid us spending excesses on certain things that we're not supposed to when it comes to the job or when it comes to our business. Number one is value. So value basically is identifying what the customer values and ensuring the process are aligned to deliver that value. So when I already know the value, imagine I already know value, I won't be beating around the bush. I know that my customer wants a pink case that has maybe a panda at the back. For me, I love pandas, right? So if you want to sell anything to me, either phone case or a bag, let it have a touch of panda kind of beauty designed on it, and I will not think about it, I'll buy it. Right? So we look at value. What does my customer value? What do they like? So if I already know that, I will just align my processes to deliver that exact value to my customer. You know that understanding this, I'm already shedding off certain things that I won't be needing in my operations. Then we have value streams. Value stream mapping basically is analyzing the flow of materials and information throughout the process to identify and eliminate no value added activities. Like okay, a customer is already using what they call it now, a suspender, for instance. Somebody that uses a suspender, I can't sell belts to that person. Are we aware that you can't use a suspender and a belt simultaneously? Do we know that? I'm asking a question.
Yes.
All right, thank you. So you know that my customer likes to actually use a suspender. You know that me selling belts to that customer, for instance, is actually me not being wise. What am I supposed to sell to that customer? Suspender, because he would rather use a suspender than a belt. So it helps me, value stream mapping helps me to focus on the flow. It helps me to eliminate unnecessary activities. My customer does not use belts. Why am I selling belts? So value stream mapping will just say, this customer, they use belts. He only uses suspender, or he uses belt, he does not use suspender. I will just take away either belt or suspender just to suit my customer. All right. Then also we have flow. Flow basically is ensuring that products or services move through the production process smoothly without any delay or hiccup, any bottleneck. Everything is just going pam, 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 just the way I want it. You just say, production, produce 100 cupcakes for me. I already know what to do because I've forecasted. I've been doing this business for a while. I know if I need 1 pint of flour, if I need nutmeg, if I need 1 crate of egg, I already know. So the flow just happens. It just works. So having to understand all of these concepts will help us to take out or shed off unnecessary things that we might need or that might be coming to slap us on the face when it comes to our businesses. Then we have the pull system. The pull system basically is, the production of goods or services only when there is customer demands, rather than based on forecasting. The pull system helps us to wait for our customer to request and say, I want this. And we are going to produce what that customer had demanded. Based on that, I'm not going to say, By Monday, I used to have 73 orders. So let me go and produce 73 products. When Monday now comes, you now didn't get any order. What will you do to the 73 that you have already produced? Do you understand? So pull system actually just helps you to wait on your customer demands, not you just forecasting to say, on Tuesday, I used to have high order. So my order is to reach like 73 on Tuesday. So let me produce 73. What if you had only 5 orders? What will happen to the rest of your production? You know you have time money down somewhere. So pull system actually helps us, to just stay on or to produce on demand. Then we have perfection or continuous improvement, which we call the Kaizen policy. So the Kaizen policy basically is just helps us to continually improve by identifying and eliminating wastes. It just to say, okay, the Kaizen rule or the Kaizen policy or the perfection or continuous improvement policy is just to say, this is what helps my business. This is what I'm going to do. I've checked my value. I've looked at the value stream. I've looked at the flow. I've looked at the pull system, and I've looked at everything. This is what my business thrives on. So after doing all of those analyses, you can now say this is how my operation should look like. After shedding off unnecessary demands or just taking out unnecessary costs that you just incur during the course of your production and all, you just take them out. So that takes me to types of waste in lean operation. First off, we have transportation. Basically, this actually, if we look at all of these types, it helps us to, I'm just going to run through them because they are not something that we're just going to be hearing for the first time, right? We've heard them before. So I'm just going to give us I'm going to put everything together in explanation. So transportation is, for instance, I want to deliver a 500 small or for Mofet that does African print and all. I now went to hire a truck. Do I need that? It's just an unnecessary movement of materials.
No.
If they can stay on a bike, all these logistic delivery bikes, and all the 500 can conveniently stay inside, why not? Do you get? So this actually helps us. It reduces whatever unnecessary movement of materials that we want to use. Or I want to produce something at Ojota. I'm buying my product at Ojota. If I can buy my product at Ojota and produce at Ojota, then deliver at maybe Lekki, for instance, that works. Rather than now buying from Ojota, I now take it to Berger to produce. When production can actually even still happen right there at Ojota. You know that having to take it to Berger is unnecessary movement of materials because production can happen anywhere depending on the kind of business that you do. So those are actually types of waste in lean operations. Transportation, just going up and down, just going etasketa, like my friend will say. You're just going everywhere. Then we have number 2, we have inventory. This actually helps us to minimize excess inventory. Like, just we've seen inventory before, so it just helps us to say that I'm taking stock of what I have. I'm not going to have more than what my customers are demanding. My customers are demanding for 100. I'm going to have 100. I'm not going to have excess. I'm not going to have less. I'm going to stay within budget. I'm going to stay within demands. Then we have motion. It's almost the same thing as transportation. We are eliminating unnecessary movement of people. I'm into catering and servicing. I need 10 people to be on ground. These 10 people are not just going to the same place. You are going to East, 3 people, 4 people are going to the other side of the table. We are going to west. And other people are facing this part. Like there is coordination in all of the things that you are doing. It's just shed off. It makes sure, you know, business looks very organized. And it helps your business, you know, it helps the way people perceive you as a business owner and also as a brand. Then also we see waiting time actually reduces. It reduces. This is for factory producers. It helps to reduce idle time. You know, we just have unnecessary time that people are staying. They will tell you that they want machine and see there is no material or there is no fabric or there is nothing to produce. So why are you there? So taking stock and doing inventory, proper inventory will help you to stop all of this. Then overproduction, overprocessing, defects. These are actually that we have heard. I want to wrap up in like 2 minutes. So these are actually part of what we take out. Then we have key components of supply chain management. Sourcing and procurement. We've seen this before, how to, you know, source for fabric, source for material, getting contact of suppliers, cost, and then how reliable is your, you know, the types of sourcing and procurement basically just explain your supplier selection. Where is my supplier? Alaba market. What is his number? If I need 500 products, will this guy at Alaba be able to produce or be able to deliver for me at the time he's supposed to deliver? Then you look at your contract management, negotiating and managing suppliers' contracts. If you are working with me during the duration of period that you're working with me, you as my supplier, you're only supposed to work with me. So if I tell you I need 1,000 supplies and you have 1,000 supplies, then another person came and tell you 300, you're not going to remove out of my own 1,000 to give that person. You know, these are sourcing and procurement. You are ensuring that your suppliers are there to whatever rules that you have given them. You have contracts that bind you guys together. You have supplier relation management. You are building strong relationship with your supplier to the point where you can say that, hello, Mr. Alex, please, I need this. And Mr. Alex will not ask you and say that, send money, Oga, you never send money, I never see money, I never send products. Oga, you've gotten to a point with your supplier where even if you say, Oga, I need this delivered to so place, even without you negotiating price or anything, your supplier had already sent it. You need to get to that point as a business owner because it's going to help you in all aspects, in all areas. Then we have logistic management. Types of logistic management, we have transportation, warehousing, and distribution. Transportation basically is managing the movement of your goods from wherever. And for the likes of Ayodele that does importation, either you are importing through air or through ship or through anywhere that you are importing from. You know, you have to actually manage how you track how your goods get to you. You track how things are being delivered onto you. Then warehousing is basically on storages. Sometimes last year we had the likes of Jumia that they faced operational backlash from their storage or their warehouse, where most of their goods in the warehouse expires, or even some got defected and they were delivering it like that. You know, they were almost this close to bankrupting. But then, so these are things that we all as business owners ought to look into. I have a warehouse. How many things am I stocking in this warehouse? You don't need to stock anything in your warehouse that is more than 1 week or 2 weeks before you take them out. So that means you're not stocking excess. You're not just taking product and you're putting it in your warehouse. Because you're looking at safety, you're looking at efficiency, you're looking at good storing system, then distribution also, ensuring timely delivery of product and services. These are your logistics management. You put all of these in view. Then demand planning, number 3. Sales and operation planning. This is what we call SOP. It's basically balancing supply and demand. That's what your SOP is. Supply 100. And demand 100, you supply 100. Timely. Then demand forecasting, predicting customer demands to plan production and inventory levels. You are already talking with the customer. He's saying that I want 400 and I'm expecting 300 guests. I don't know. I think my husband might say that we should still add about 4 more people to the 300. So maybe we should just stay between 350 and 320 or 330. You as a business owner, you know that that particular customer is just a troublesome person. You can be safe and just do 360. So if you say, hey, I think we will do 350, fine. You give them 350. If you say, let's do 400, you say, man, we can only add extra 10 to your 350. Then you give them the 10 and you charge them. Also, we have inventory optimization. Inventory optimization basically is ensuring the right amount of inventory is available to demand. Whatever it is that you need, you have them available. Available at demand. Then, number 4, we have supply chain integration, which types we have our end-to-end visibility, tracking system and transparency, collaborative planning, cross-functional teams and integrated system. Basically, let me just explain this. If your API integration, you are looking at data sharing. You are looking at integrating, your cross-functional integration is basically how A and B works together to ensure that everything is seamless. Then there is transparency in your business. The customer is seeing what you are doing. There is visibility. You are carrying your customer along. You are doing like the customer knows, you are giving your update of, oh, your goods is at Ojota now, is at Kiniko now. There's transparency in your tracking system. Everything is working just as you have wanted it. Then risk management. Risk management basically types, we have diversified supply base, we have contingency planning, then we have cybersecurity. The diversified supply base is you having to geographically spread your suppliers. You have supply in Ojota, you have supply in Alaba, you have supply in, to the point that, so that if you have somebody in Ojota that needs you to deliver, you call the supply in Ojota to say, oh yeah, give me this. Or you have another supply. So imagine you want to supply about 100,000 goods. You can't use one supplier for that. Your risk management will be that you have about 7 people that are supplying. You supply 60. You supply 100,000. You supply this. You supply that. At the end of the day, you are going to meet customer needs. Customer will get value for what they wanted, and everybody will be happy. Then operation management strategies. The same, we've seen our lean manufacturing, Six Sigma, just in time. So we just put this. Lean management is basically reducing waste and improving efficiency. Same as Six Sigma, reducing defects and improving quality. Then just in time, maximizing inventory and reducing costs. Then we have supply chain management strategies. The last one, which is supplier relationship management. You are building strong relationship with your suppliers. Demand forecasting, again, also predicting customer demand to plan inventory. Then global sourcing, procuring goods from global suppliers to reduce costs. So all of these are actually things that we've heard before. We've explained them one after the other. So we all are just basically, to put these into practice, to put this into work as a business owner. So I would ask if we have any question, because my time is fast spent. If you have any question, and I would really love to actually use to have some practical cases, but then time is fast spent. So if you have any question, you can ask. You can ask the organizers. They will get it across to me, then I can probably answer it and send it back to them. But then, my hosts, you can have the floor. Thank you all for having me.
Thank you so much.